Okay, let's start. Good evening, everyone, and welcome on today's third session of world class manufacturing. In earlier, if you are coming for first time, we had already two sessions done on this world class manufacturing subject, and both are available on our YouTube channel. So you can check out, so you can get the better link. In today's final session, we will talk more about on the tools of world class manufacturing, FSM model, as well as the case studies. Uh, so today's session will be very fruitful in terms of how to implement the world-class manufacturing at your workplace, as well as how to utilize the tools of world-class manufacturing. So good evening, everyone. We hope everyone is healthy and happy. Everyone is healthy and happy in this pandemic time, and we pray for your good health and your family's health also. So let's start of today's subject. We welcome Mr. Jayant Chakraborty, our today's speaker. Now stage is yours, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Um, in fact, if you ask my opinion, today's second half will be a power pack session because there is a case study which is right from my heart because I started my career with this organization and I have seen it growing since 1985, 86, almost from the inception of the company, and now it is a giant, it is a conglomerate, it is a mind-blowing organization, and it has got its world track record. So what I will do is I will finish off the theory part in maybe 40 minutes of the first part, and then I'll take up to the case study part. I'm not going to reveal the name of the company now because that is a surprise, and I'm sure and I'm definite that all of you know this company very much because it comes on your life on a day-to-day basis. And the second part, that is when I will be presenting the case study, I'll be giving you the flashback of whatever we have learned, and I will, I'll make uh, a loop between what we have learned theoretically and what this organization has implemented it practically in a very large scale. It is a national or international level. Okay. So quickly brushing through the session one, what we have discussed in at length, and in session two, what we have discussed at length. Okay, and I'll go quickly to the coming up part, that is today's roadmap. Uh, I will make it as short as possible. It will be short and sweet. I'll be touching the key areas of world-class manufacturing and move on. The first will be flexible manufacturing system. It is commonly known as FMS. Then lean manufacturing system. Then cellular manufacturing system. This might be a new terminology for you. Then WCM implementation. That is actually how it is implemented in real life and what are the attributes. It will be theory part. It will not be a practical one. And obstacle of WCM. If you don't know the obstacle, you cannot implement. And believe me, it is a very, very crucial and very critical journey. It is not an easy one. So there will be hundreds and thousands of obstacles while implementing it. And the prime mover of this entire mission will be the employees, will be the people who will be driving the entire thing. And lastly, the case study. So we'll quickly start with the framework of FMS, that is flexible manufacturing system. If you quickly write down what do you understand flexible? just put it down in 1 or 2 words in the box, I'll be very happy. What do you understand by the word flexible? Well, no answers. Flexible means it accommodates anything easily. That is a dictionary term of flexibility. Now, in current scenario, in current organizational scenario, or if you want to work or implement world-class manufacturing, you have to be flexible. That is, customer will come with their new requirements, new demands, new modifications, and you have to apply it very quickly without elapse of any time, and then give a zero defect product which is aesthetically good, low cost, and presentable to the customer and acceptable to them. Now, the first point is the purpose of FMS is to run the single batch in a specific quantity. Okay. Now, it automatically switches to the second batch with a different quantity and different product. Third, the advantage of FMS is to improve production efficiency and decrease downtime. That is, it does not take any setup time. It is already available or embedded into the system. Fourth is implement to note FMS in a technological challenge and need very high skilled workers. So this is a worker driven or man driven system, and initial investment is huge. So you have to have a system which is robust, and if you want to do that, you have to have your fund ready for investment. And the last part is it is a marriage between hardware and software. So only hardware and only software cannot do this flexible manufacturing system. Both are required. Now I will show you in a block diagram. This is a block diagram which I have made for you. On your left side, these three are the different workpiece, that is input kept in a pallet. Sorry. So these are all kept in a pallet, and the items are different. Now it has got a distribution system, and on your right hand, you might have seen that there are two elements. Sorry, there are two elements. One is computer, and another is worker. This the bottom part is worker. So the basic purpose of worker is to load and unload the parts, and the interactivity is done or monitored by the computer. So whatever is given or whatever is fed into the system, this computer is a mastermind which determines which tool and which machine is to be used for making which component. So it schedules the motion of all the material lying in pallets, and it allocates the pallet to machine 1 or machine 2 or machine 3 depending on its tooling and its availability. So what it does is it quickly calculates that this machine is idle now, so he routes that particular pallet to this machine, and at the same time it checks that the tooling for making this particular pallet for particular part is adequate or not. So it is a two-way game. That is, one is it assesses the capability of the machine, at the same time it assesses what is the runtime and availability of the machine. So this is a ideal example of flexible manufacturing system framework and how it really works in actual scenario. Now it needs a thorough integration. Now let's think about the organization in 70s, in 80s. In that, at that time, what data was? Data was a personally acquired information. People were not ready to share data because these were all collected and accumulated at an individual level. And there was no data transfer. So every department in the organization was maintaining data of their own, and they were very reluctant, rather they are resistant to share data. So organizations were not developing or moving in a consolidated manner. Now, SHARE reflects the process orientation in an IT infrastructure and integrated framework with the manufacturing. So the that information technology integration was done with the workforce, and then the data and information was made available readily with everyone. So this is a link between business function and decision and process relationship. Now let's see the information diagram. You can see the cloud here. The cloud is actually the Indian industrial scenario now of various organizations. Maybe it's small scale, it is medium scale, or it's large scale, and it is almost in the very basic level. If you look at the pyramid, the bottom parts are different departments, and as it goes up and up and up, it is integrated, and at the top it is apex. So in apex, what people do is long-term planning and decision support system. But at the middle level, what people are fighting together for acquiring data, keeping the information within their own capability, and reluctant to share information. So the shears diagram shows that what is, it's an eye opener, you can say, which maps the capability of an organization of a particular group or country or region to identify that at what particular process the organization's information flow system is in and the integration level is. Now there are various products and process design tools in integration. One is CAD, that is computer aided design. Another is CAE, that is computer aided engineering. Third one is CAPP, computer aided process. Third is PDM. Fourth is PDM, that is product data management. And the last one is GT, that is group technology. And this is now a very talked about subject. That is group technology means that you have got you have identified couple of products. These products are not same, but work wise or function wise, these are more or less identical. So what you do is you club it together and assign a particular machine with some kind of flexibility, so that that workstation or a group of workstations are capable of handling this particular product by minor alteration of tools, sequence, and methods. So this group technology is a very important process now, and this is now a very prominent scenario in current industrial condition. Now I am going to lean manufacturing. Again, I would request everyone to use your chat box and inform me what you understand by lean. Please explain in one or two words what you understand by lean. Okay, okay. That is, lean is free from waste, minimize waste, more from less. Okay, fantastic, appreciate. Now, uh, lean is reduce excess fat, which we all do in while we go to gym, right? Excess fat means here in organization, fat means unnecessary work or the work which you are not efficient of. Lean manufacturing technique says you focus on your core functional area and uh, diversify your other activities to a efficient group who has got more and better control on the process. Now, again, I'm asking you a question. In a car manufacturing scenario, okay, in a car manufacturing scenario, or rather, let me reframe the question. When you go and buy a car, what is the first thing you see in the car? What is the first thing you see in the car? Supposing that in a scenario you are going to buy a car, then what is the first thing you see in a car? Please respond. Amenities, comfort, anything else? Look. Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, right. Outer body, yes. So what do you see in outer body? It's the paint, first thing, the color. So you choose the car by its color first of all. So that is the first choice you do when you go and buy a car. Very good. Thank you for the response. Now, color is a process. Now, do you think that any car manufacturer in the whole world do offshore outsourcing of painting? Absolutely no. No, it's a big no, because that is the first thing people look at. So you want to keep that at your constant vigil and enhance the capability upward. So maybe like that, if you list down that in many organizations, you will find that your core competence is your engine, your core competence is your design, your core competence is your paint shop, but not component manufacturing. So what do you do is in lean manufacturing, you focus to your core competence and outsource what is not so important for you, right? The technique works on the principle of eliminating all non-value added activities and wastage from the business. Okay. Why do you do that? Why do you outsource? Because you know that you have a group of people who are capable of handling that particular function in a better way, more efficient way, less waste with respect to you. So you trust your activity. Say, for example, if you want to do gardening in your organization, do you do it yourself? Do you keep your gardener in your organization and he does it and everything? No. Now it is a completely outsourced activity. Completely. Because there are many people outside in the outside world available to do that activity much better than. So lean principles are identify value, map the value stream, create flow, establish pull, seek perfection. So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points which is defined by lean manufacturing system. Human resource allows a manufacturing organization to differentiate itself from its competitors. So when you are lean, you are expert. When you are expert, you are feeling proud. And when you are proud, you upgrade your organization. Say, for example, a person is working in uh, um, Mercedes. He would be very happy to wear a shirt with the Mercedes logo, even if he goes to a party. Another example, you are an IIM Ahmedabad alumni. Would you mind wearing that IIM t-shirt in a good party? You will not. So what do you do is, that is the self pride you are feeling to be associated with that organization, and that allows any person to outperform everyone else and do the excellent job. To have effective HR, it requires consistency, flexibility, and prompt decision making throughout the organization. I said that in world-class organization, the prime mover is not the manufacturing units, it is the people. And who handles the people is human resource department. It's not labor department, it's human resource department. And their efficiency, their consistency, their flexibility, their capability determines whether good people are coming in the organization or bad people are coming in the organization. Now, I am giving a block diagram, quickly reviewing it. Management of the human resource environment is the first step. Second step is acquisition and preparation of the right human resource. As I said, that it's up to you whether you are going to hire the best person, or you are going to hire the average person, or you are not so careful about selecting your people. Now, hiring people is not the end of it, it is just the beginning. So what you do is you can continuously appraise the performance, okay, and assist the person to develop within the organization. That is the skill development process, skill development plan within the organization. And fourth is compensation management. That is most important, and it is giving a reward to the people who are contributing to the organization. It may not be monetary, it may be within the family, it may be within the group, it may be identifying that particular person in a different forum, say for example in social media or anything. Lean production tools. The production tools are SQC, that is statistical quality control. What you do is you constantly monitor your products, you constantly monitor your rejections, your excess production, your losses, and then you apply these tools to identify the cause and effect diagram, find the reason, and then resolve it. Barcoding system is nothing but identifying all the commodities what you have in the organization with a flip of your barcoding gun, that you trigger the gun on the barcode, and you will find the entire history and geography of that particular product. Now, decision support, execution, and business tools are manufacturing resource planning, MRP2, which is the heart of your ERP system. Manufacturing execution system, that is MES, which is the heart of your methods department. Entrepreneurs resource planning, that is ERP, that is the integration of all functions in a IT platform. Data warehousing, data mining, that is the data which are coming out of ERP. What are you going to do? You are mining the data, you are analyzing the data in such a format that it gives a meaningful result and guides or helps you in taking a decision. And the last part is supply chain management solutions, that is the entire movement of material from one place to another, inventory management, inventory control, cost reduction, everything. Now I will show you a particular thing which is created by me, and I believe it will be very easy for you to understand. I think you must have seen the cobweb, that is the spider net. There is a spider net I have drawn. This spider net, what does it do is, I have divided it into two parts. One is machine, the farm line is machine capability, the dotted line is human capability. Now what I am doing in world class manufacturing is we are integrating the human capability and machine capability to make it a robust and efficient system. Now if you look at the first spider, where it is having a farm line, you can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 activities which are more than manual, that is human capability. The accuracy of a machine is more, the power of processing of a machine is much more, the speed at which the process takes place is much more in a machine, and response time is much more or faster. Sorry, repeatability of a machine is absolutely sorry, is absolutely excellent. Okay, now if you look at the human part, what are the best part is learning, that a human being constantly learns, and taking a judgment, and the person is flexible. That is, you can, now you are thinking that you are sitting in Ahmedabad. The next moment you can think of that you are sitting in Paris or Amsterdam or New York. So your mind is flexible. You can think anything very quickly, but the machine cannot do that. Now, supposing that we make a cobweb with all the high points, it is a bigger cobweb with a more efficiency and all the best inputs of human and machine. So the collaboration of human and machine gives a much more impetus or much more solution to a common problem and give a efficient result. Tools of lean manufacturing. Here I will try to link this with hyperlinking. Let me see if I can open it. 3M of lean. I think you must have heard of Muda, Muda and Muri. That is 3M. Let me try to show you this diagram. Just a sec, please. 3M. Anyway, the 3M of Muda, Mura and Muri is the implementation of this particular activity. Sorry for the disturbance. Then 5A's, we all know, Kaizen, okay, and Kanban. These are the couple of things which are part of the lean manufacturing system, and these are the prime movers. 3M, 5S, Kanban, okay, and TPN. Now, there is another concept called cellular manufacturing and ideal layout. In a couple of slides back today, I discussed that it is GT, that is group technology. This cellular manufacturing idea, it will explain you what it means. So, say for example, you are a gear manufacturing company, gear. Now, gear has got the differences of the number of teeth, the shape of the teeth, then the quality of the gear, that is whether it is hardened and tapered or soft, or it is a large gear, small gear. So there are many variants of a gear, but gear itself is a gear. So manufacturing a gear has got certain fixed machines. It may be possible that all machines are not required for one particular function, whereas in another gear the entire particular function is required. So what you do is you do cellular motions of a particular activity. Here you can see that there are two workers, and there are 7 workstations. So these two workers are handling 7 workstations simultaneously. Okay. Now the input of a gear manufacturing unit is blank. That is the steel round which you get from market, or you outsource it. Now what you do is first you give the outer shape. of that particular blank to the outer shape of the gear. So you use turning machine 1, and if it needs further turning, then you go for turning machine 2. It is not mandatory that it always go required for all the gears. It may so happen that in between you need heat treatment. So what you do is you do the for turning operation 1 and then send it to induction hardening machine for heat treatment process, then again bring it back, then operate it in turning 2, then go for drilling, then go for hobbing, where the actual the teeth is cut, the gear hobbing machine. Then you go for shaping, where you do the key slots of the in the bore of the gear. Then again you go for hardening or you skip it. Then you go for grinding. The teeth what you have generated in hobbing is very rough. So you give a smoothness and give it grinding 1, 2, grinding 1 and 2. If the grinding is very fine, then you go to grinding 2. Otherwise, you make the grinding 1 and send it. So in a cellular mechanism, you have accumulated the machines which are similar, which are required for a similar kind of product, not identical. Gear is a gear, but shape is different, size is different, but gear is a product. So these group of machines are capable of handling any type of gear which comes into you for production. So this is called group technology, and this mechanism is called cellular manufacturing process. Now we are going to implement the WCM. Organizations for WCM program implementation. So you have to have an organization organization structure, that the implementation team. Then you have to have a performance measurement system, that these teams are really doing continuously and productive work. 3, quality performance, that you assess the output. Then you assess the time within which this operations is being activated, and financial performance measures, that for any particular movement or actions taken by the organization, that is nothing but cost reduction, cost saving, cost wastage, zero waste, and so on. Though it has to have a financial analysis, that how are you going to reduce the cost. So your financial parameters are to be checked. uh, Balance scorecard is actually what is your achievement at the end of the day, and this is a data which you are continuously updating in your system of achievements. And the last part is whatever problem you are facing in the whole process, you record it, monitor it, analyze it, modify it, and implement it. Now let me explain one by one organizations for WCM program. What should be the organization like? The 3 mantras for WCM will be to be cost effective, of course, to be flexible and innovative, yes. And the third one is to be the best in quality. That is, that should be world class. That your target should be, we are the best, like Mercedes Benz. All the above can be achieved by implementing the best management practices like Six Sigma, Kaizen, 3M, 5S, what I have discussed a couple of slides back. And implementing WCM is not an easy task. Please make a note of it. It needs a lot of dedication, expertise, and determination to achieve the goal. Hence, it needs a very strong and empowered team to implement it successfully. That your sheer willingness is not going to implement world-class manufacturing in your organization. The team has to be empowered, number one. The team has to be dedicated, number two. The team has to be very much determined that come what may, I'm going to implement it. And there should be a prime mover within the team which will road roll the entire obstacles and go ahead with it. performance measurement system, how the performance is measured. Earlier, the performance measured was only on financial activities. That is, your debit and credit, your profit and loss account was only the performance measurement of your organization. Now, the new method for performance measurement system focuses mainly on cost, flexibility, delivery, and quality of products. And I will add one more thing, the customer satisfaction, which is the very important mantra for this one. So the features are as follows. What are the features? Let's check. It should be directly related to the manufacturing. Yes, world-class manufacturing has to be related with that the manufacturing only. It should be flexible in different locations. Location means workstations or work areas. It should be able to change with time and trend. You have to be on your toes to look at changes in your competitor's place, in your customer's choice, and in your environment. So the environment will guide you that how quickly, how fast, and how effectively you have to change the product so that it is trendy and attracted by the customer. Garment industry is one of the ideal example of this particular thing, where they are constantly on their toes and watch that what are the trends taking up, what are the material being used, what are the dress pattern, whether it is fitting tight or fitting loose, what is the trend going on, like that. It should be simple and easy to use. That is, the method which is being developed should be simple and easy to use and follow. It should provide fast feedback to the team that whatever you have implemented, whatever positive or negative outputs, what is coming up, it should be given, the feedback should be given to the team ASA. It should monitor performance and bring in implementation. Of course, the last and the most important part is performance has to be measured on a routine basis, and feedback has to be given for improvement. Next, POP system. This is a very interesting one. The performance objectivity productivity system. That is, performance objectivity means you have set up your goals in your performance criteria, and you are adhering to that, sticking to that. Now, and the productivity system is your result of your performance orientation. So these are married together to make a performance objectivity productivity system. It means the output of an organization. Of course, the product which is coming out has to be a result of POP system. The output of the organization is the result of acquisition, resource deployment, and its efficient use in rationally acceptable norm. That is, whenever you are implementing it, it has to be rationally acceptable. First is identifying subsystem, that what you do, how to go about it, that you identify the subsystems for POP. Next, you determine the KPA, that is key performance area, in each of the subsystem. Then establish the performance objectives, that once you identify that this is my key performance area, then you decide what would be the goal for improvement. Next, prioritizing, evaluating, and ranking of the KPIs. There would be thousands of KPIs in an organization, so you cannot take all the thousands or hundreds of thousands of KPIs simultaneously. So you have to effectively judge and assess your uh, priorities, and then rank that this should be first 10, this should be second 10, this should be first hundreds, and like that. And then you take up that uh, that responsibility and carry out the improvement and establish the objectivated output. output. That is, whatever modification you do, whatever outcome is coming out of this improvement, you record it and make it into the system. And measuring the productivity index and identifying the low performance KPIs. Now, all the KPIs cannot be of same importance, same priority, and same result. So what you need to do is you have to intelligently uh, itemize that these will be my priority areas where I will be giving more focus, and this I'll be keeping as backbench, and I will handle it when I have spare time. Each and every organizations are governed and run by the team, and uh, the team which determines the future of the organization has to be a strong one. So they have to have some moral. The morals are how to achieve that. Now, what top management has to do is they have to communicate constantly to the employees that, look, this is what I want. Okay, this is what I want. That is, the goal has to be set in such a way that that goes embedded into the bottommost line of your organization. The bottommost line of your organization. Okay, so the communication is a very important key for moral building. Second is, this should not be a single way communication that you communicate and then implement. No, you have to take a bottom up approach that employees should come up, whether it is good or bad or any new ideas, or they want to change it from this to that. So you have to take a feedback. Now, third is, learn the work related problems that employees are facing, understand the cause of their problem and provide solution. Introduce incentive that will be given to employees for their hard and smart work. Recognize brilliant employees through social media. That what I said, that if you really want to increase the moral of people, see, giving a couple of thousand of rupees as an incentive is no more a very important criteria for any organization, because people are having those who outperform, they have got their esteem. So if you can satisfy their esteem by publicize them, by making an advertisement that these people have done wonderful work. So what you can do is you can publicize them in social media or in office magazine or your notice board, or at least his family should know that he is a outstanding performers for the organization. And plan some activities to reduce I'm sorry plan some activities to reduce boredom. Now if you keep on talking with people that work, what happens is they become overstressed, overburdened, get fatigued. So what you can do is you can always take initiatives to like your outings, your picnic, some cultural activity, whatever. I mean, some outside activity away from the organization, away from the work, will enhance the capability of your worker many folds. Typical Indian scenario is work for 8 hours and for 6 days a week. Do you know that in the entire world is having much less than 48 hours work per week and 5 days a week at least, if not 4? Why they do that? And do you think that their performance level, their activities are less than ours? No way. So what we do is we are imprisoning the people inside the organization. They are not doing productive work. They are doing counterproductive work by staying excess in the organization. Supposing that tomorrow in the morning, all organizations in India wake up with a decision that we will make 5 days a week in place of 6. The productivity, I'm dead sure that the productivity of all organizations will be boosted. It will not be lower. Factors that ensure healthy relationship within the organization is a prime mover. So you have to have your the relationship healthy. It should be competition, but it should be a healthy competition, not a, I mean, bull by the horn kind of scenario. Employees commitment and respect to each other, this is most important, that I respect my work as well as I respect your work as well. And the mind should be the mentality should be, you are good, that does not mean I am bad. In 99% people have this perspective or concept that if I tell someone good, that means I am not good, I am bad, and then started reacting. Please don't do that. There may be 10 good people in an organization, and you are not the only one good person in it. Effective training program. See, people are as the technology changes, as the whole management principle changes, so people have to be trained upfront for make them adaptable and understandable to the new development and new things which are coming up. So effective training program has to be there, not like your Chakraborty that I have committed, or I have HR department at the end of the day what they comes up that I have scheduled 9 trainings in this month and I could do it. No, it is a pure number. Please judge by how much people are benefited. Employees are benefited by those trainings. Quality goals, that you give quality goals to people, that if my rejection rate is 1% today, it has to be 0.8% or 0.9% in next month or next year or whatever. Motivational level. In Indian kind of scenario, there are less organizations who really are bothered about this particular thing. And motivated employees are the assets of any organization. They work much better than your best CNC machines in the world. Now, if you are an ideal employee, what are your traits? Those who take the responsibility of the quality work without inspection required. That is, I am the owner of my process. So whatever I am producing with zero defect. I am proud of that. Please don't come and check it. I am sure that there will be no rejection. Those who work in cooperation with each other apply the idea of continuous improvement in their work. Supposing me and my colleague sitting in the next machine are working simultaneously. So, and if we cooperate, then your work process is very smooth and effective. Now they are not in cooperation. Supposing that yesterday boss has told the person next to my workstation as good worker. So what I will do tomorrow in the morning? Okay, let me see what I can do. So what you did is you make your products not accurate. So, and he is the next station, so he will suffer with your own bad work. Who is the loser? You first of all, and organization in totality. Please don't do that. Those who have multiple skills for different functions. So multiple skills, as I said, that it is very much needed for any level in the organization. You have to run employee involvement program in your organization so that uh, uh, people are acknowledged, and the new skills come up. It may be possible that I am skillful for the work what I am doing now, but I may be more skillful in any other work which I do not know at the moment. So unless you involve people, you do the orientation program, you empower people to come out and say something, they are you are the gaining people. The main advantage of employees' involvement at high morale, more productivity, cordial relationship of workers and management, and creative thinking. Here it is: the job participation, consultative participation. Consultative meaning you are discussing amongst within your group and giving a solution to something. Downward communication, as I said, that the management has to communicate constantly to people, and representative participation. The entire workforce cannot go and participate in the management team, so it may be possible that you are selecting your representative, maybe 1 in 100 of employees will be group representative, and one person will go and present it, not everybody. Employees, examples of flexibility in organization. We have seen COVID. It has ruined the entire world for years, for almost more than a year. But these are the people who are coming up in manufacturing sectors. Savlon, Lifebuoy, within no time they have flooded the market with hand sanitizers, hand wash. Amul, within the most critical period, they maintained the supply line without increasing the price, and without affecting their inputs as well. Tesla, the battery operated car, the number one in the world. Serum Institute of India, I need not have to say. Bharat Biotech, I need not have to say. Innumerable companies making masks. I can remember in last year, in sometime in March or April, we used to import huge amount of masks from China, and one fine morning the import was completely banned. And Indian small scale organizations won't believe that they have started designing it, manufacturing it, and within no time they have started making 1 lakh masks a day. So this is how the opportunity taken by manufacturing sector. Now coming to service sector. Now we are doing in Zoom, Google Meet, MS Team, and so many down the line. The people who are in communication mode, that these people have made life of everybody so easy that it has become very easy for you to perform the work at home activity. Otherwise, it would have been impossible. GPay, PhonePe, Paytm. It started from when the Notebandi started, demonetization in India. Nobody had cash. So what people, these are the payment instruments which immediately grabbed the opportunity and came into the market. Innumerable home kitchen. All the restaurants are closed. Do you think that the people who are enjoying outside food are deprived? No. Immediately, these home kitchens all across the country or all across the globe have started developing, offering their homemade foods, and these are boom in India now. Now, I am coming to a case study which is right from my heart, and this is the company, NTPC. The name of the company is National Thermal Power Corporation. It is no more in National Thermal Power Corporation. It is now NTPC Limited. The company started in 1975 as PSU, like any other PSU companies, but it has proved its salt now. Now I'll explain you the success story. I have got 10 minutes to explain it to you. I'll be overshooting a little bit of time, kindly allow. The achievements, I'm going quickly. Single line long-term objective, I'll explain it later. In 2009, it received ICSI National Award for Excellence in Corporate Governance. NTPC became a Maharatna company in May 2010. And in January 2020, there are 10 Maharatna central public sector units in India. And NTPC is number 2. NTPC is ranked number 2 independent power producer IPP in Platts top 250 global energy company rating in 2015. It is a world player and it is a global ranking company. Please understand. That's why I've selected this company as an example. Now, the benchmark of any organization on any power generating organization is number 1 is PLF, which I'll explain later, and number 2 is how many manpower it is utilizing for generating per megawatt of power. You see the excellent performance. In 2011, 0.77 manpower per megawatt was the requirement asking the manpower rate. In 2015, it reduced to 0.61 for generating 1 megawatt of energy. And in 2020, the manpower ratio has become 0.288, almost 0.3. That is, in 5 years, it has reduced the manpower to half. So this is the success story. NTPC has been awarded continuously as great places to work for in PSU category. NTPC has been operating its plant at high efficiency level. And you see what is the efficiency, and in next slide I'll explain it in a better way. Bigger one, sorry. NTPC has been operating in its plants at high efficiency level. On 13/3/2020, the company has 16.78% of the total national capacity and contributes 20.96% of total power generation. Now, I will explain you how it, and this is very. So if you can see this diagram, this is nothing but the core values of the company. This I have taken from their website. What are these? They call it I-Commit. I-Commit. I means integrity. C is customer focus. O is organizational pride. M is mutual respect and trust amongst each other and with the organization. Innovation and learning, and total quality and safety. If you recollect my first day presentation where I did the work on which is called 10 pillars of manufacturing in world-class manufacturing. Okay, 10 technical pillars. I'll try to locate if I can get the hyperlink. Yes, thank you. See, this is the diagram I explained that day. Now, if you look at it, you will see that all the things are there. There is material, there is method, there is machine, there is man. And what is coming up? The current system analysis, cost deployment. I'm telling you the cycle in which it operates. At the topmost, the company has kept safety, and subsequently it has taken its human, that man force as the manpower as a the best thing of it, that the strength of the organization, and then it has taken the production techniques, it has sharing knowledges and so on. So coming back to this integrity, if you look at the last part, that is total quality and safety, that is I'm talking about TQM and safety at the forefront. Innovation and learning, that is the flexibility of the organization. People are constantly trained, people are allowed or encouraged to have innovative ideas. Two examples I'm giving, innovative ideas. NTPC is having a huge workforce to feed during lunchtime and during dinner time and whatever. So yeah, they have huge canteens. You know how they cook their rice, boil their eggs like that? They have taken a steam outlet from the turbine and they have fed that outlet in their own kitchen. So when they plan of making rice, they do nothing. They allow the steam, open the valve and allow the steam to come into the pressure vessel. The rice gets boiled and cooked in 1 minute. This is called innovation. Second example, every power plant, uh, it they consume 10% of their production capacity, 10% of their production capacity as their own consumption. That is, they have got many utilities like pumps, valves, this, that, everything. So 10% of their production capacity is being consumed by themselves to run the plant. Now, what NTPC did is, of course, now it is a common phenomena. What they did is they have taken, they have converted their boiler feed pump, which is the pump which pushes very high pressure water into the boiler drum. They have taken a tap from the turbine and they run the boiler feed pump with the help of turbine. So the electricity consumption of boiler feed pump, which is almost 4 to 5% of the total captive utilization, sorry, of the total installed capacity. That is, if it is a 200 megawatt power plant, the boiler feed pump itself consumes 8 to 10 megawatt. So that is completely nullified by using a steam tap taken from turbine. So the power consumption has automatically reduced to 50%. This is another example. Third example, the company introduced critical boilers. All of you must have heard about latent heat. What does latent heat do? The latent heat consumes energy in power plant. It is called, it is heat energy. They consume the heat energy to convert water to steam at 100 degrees Celsius. This is the definition of latent heat. Now, this heat this heat does not do anything. It does not rises the temperature, not it rises the pressure. It simply consumes, and it's a natural phenomenon. Now, critical point is a point where the latent heat consumption is zero. That is, water directly converted to steam without consuming any energy. So what did they do in some of the power plants? They used supercritical boiler, and the supercritical boiler does not consume any latent heat. So you can understand how much energy was saved. So these are called innovation. These are called learning, and these are called organizational pride, that people feel pride that we did this, we did that. Even me myself, after 35 years, I am feeling proud because I have worked in an organization who did this. I said about the sorry, I said about the goal and the communication from management. The management communication to the organization, to the people down the line, the goal is very simple. It's a one-liner strategy. The company has a long-term plan to become a 128,000 megawatt company by the year 2032. And everybody knows what is today's capacity. So they know that what I need to do to make it 128,000 megawatt company by 2032. So you have got a long-term horizon, you have got long-term visibility, and you have got long-term objective to achieve. Performance indicator. This is another thing which I would prefer to discuss with you. Let me explain what is PLF. It's nothing but plant load factor. Plant load factor means your generation divided by your installed capacity. Say for example, if my generation is 180 megawatt and my installed capacity is 200 megawatt, then my plant load factor will be 180 by 200 is 90%. You can see from 2010 to 2020 who is the leader. The right side figure is the all India figure, and the left side figure in each column, that is the blue color, is the NTPC figure. So throughout, it has maintained a dominance in plant load factor, and it is consistent. It is consistent and across the power sectors. I'll explain what power sector means. So the plant load factor is the one single criteria how your organization is working. And you won't believe that they have given a task of each and every manager in each and every plant that your PLF should be one. That is, if your capacity is 200 megawatt, make sure that you make 200 megawatt. Now, growth story. NTPC, when it was 2010, the capacity was 218 billion unit of NTPC alone, and NTPC with their JV, it was the group company, it was 230 billion unit produced. And you see 1920 is 259 and 290 billion units, and the national figure is 1385. So you can, here also you can see that it is a constant growth, that by acquisition, by installing, by enhancing the performance, the company is constantly increasing its performance and capability. The third one, the installed capacity. Installed capacity, as the days goes by, the company keeps on increasing the installed capacity as well. It is sorry, it is you can see the figures. I need not have to explain. Installed capacity of NTPC, the extreme left one, the middle one is installed capacity NTPC group, and the right is the right side, the blue one is national. So they are also, the companies by acquisition, by JV, by whatever methods they are doing this. Let's go to the history part of the company, the stock holding history. I'll not spend much time on that. So, now the government holding is about 50% of the organization. In 2004, it has started disinvesting. It made its IPO, and now it is 54.14% as government holding. Now, the wonderful thing is, although NTPC started with the thermal power plant, but it is no more in thermal power plant because of fossil fuel depletion continuously throughout the world. There is an awareness. There are a lot of hues and cries. So, as a responsible organization within the country, it has got its long target of reducing, eliminating thermal power plant over a period of time. I do not recollect in which year they have declared that they will be abolished by this. The thermal power plants will be completely closed by this year, but it is there. So it has got 24 coal-based power station as of now, and its installed capacity is 46,410 megawatt. This figure is 2020, not 2021. And how much I said? 1,30,000 megawatt is their target by 2032. So they have got a long way to go. Now, how they have enhanced? They have introduced gas-based power plant, and in NTPC, including their JVs, they have got 7 gas-based stations, and NTPC has got capacity of 2494 megawatt, almost 2,500 megawatt gas-based JV and subsidiary. It has gone to hydro also, but hydro they are not very prominent. They have got only approximately 3,000 megawatt hydro subsidiary and JV um, in 2020. Now it has gone to renewable also. And what are the renewable? Renewables are wind, tidal energy, and solar. See what the company aim is. By 2032, the company plans to have a minimum of 32,000 megawatt capacity through renewable energy sources, constituting nearly 25% of its overall power generation capacity. So if you add this 46,000 as of date now, they will add another 32,000. So the benchmark is already achieved. So it is almost 80,000 megawatt only by adding these two. So if you look at the group, it will the planning itself says that, sorry, planning itself says that it will be achieved. It will be an achievable target. One more thing is turnaround capability. Now NTPC is in power sector since 1975. So they have got innumerable of power engineers who are absolutely veteran. They know what to do and when to do. So what NTPC did is they have summed up the best of those people. They have formed a group and they said that there are many power plants and there are many plants who are having captive power generating units. Like all steel plants are having their own captive power generating units. Like Steel Authority has, JSW has, JSPL has, similarly. So what they did is NTPC has taken over those power plants on O&M basis. That is operation and maintenance they will take care of, and they will run those plants. Number one. Number two, there were very many state board electricities. What they did is they took over those plants, like Badarpur is one of them, Uchahar is one of them, Talcher is one of them, Tinda is one of them. So they have taken them, utilizing their manpower. That is the technological excellence. They have adopted, they have implemented it, taken up them, and converted it to a 86%, 80% PLF producing power plant, which was initially 30 to 40%. So you can understand how the turnaround capability has worked fine with this organization. Netra, it is a small organization within NTPC. It is a R&D wing of the company. NTPC Energy Technology Research Alliance. What they do efficiency improvement, cost reduction, new and renewable energy, climate change and environment protection, and uh, various testing, like they do water conservation, ash utilization, carbon capture, and utilization and wastage management. So these are the activities again they do. Why? Because they did it for their own plant. Now they have compounded, offered this service to the entire globe, that look, this is what we are, this is how we are operating, and this is the expertise we have. You can come and grab this opportunity. Netra also provides advanced scientific services to its stations and other utilities in the area of non-destructive examinations or non-destructive testing, like metallurgical failure. Because the boiler, the turbine, all are fantastic scientific deployments. The metallurgy is awesome because they run at 3000 rpm. They are exposed to more than 600 degrees Celsius while they are running. The pressure exerted on the blades are enormous, maybe 500, 600 bar, if not more. It is more, I'm sure. There are huge transformers, there are huge connectors and whatnot. There are many chemical plants like the demineralized plant to feed the boiler water and so on and so forth. So it is a huge it is a huge chemistry which is required to run the plant. So Netra has got a wing which which analyzes the failure, suggests improvement and prevents that. So this is another wing of diversification. They have got one power management institute who teaches the engineers power management and the technology all across the globe. And NTPC School of Business, they not only teach you the technology, they also teach you how to run the business. And NTPC School of Business is the place where you learn that. So therefore, they have learned, they have acquired the knowledge. Now they are one stage ahead of, you know, deploying their knowledge to the whole world. So this is what the organization is. And we are proud that we have an organization like this in our country. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay at home. And now I'm open for communication. I don't have much time left, and I would request you to restrict your questions as minimum as possible. You have, I will request Chirag to share my email ID and WhatsApp number so that you can PM me personally or mail to me personally. If possible, I will try to answer that.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful session. We have already, Hinal has already asked all people to have a question. We have only one question right now available is world-class manufacturing moving to lean, to resilient or agile manufacturing. How India manufacture adopt this new scenario?
Uh, it's an excellent question. I must appreciate the who did it. Bharat. Acha.
Mr. Bharat.
Uh, See, I would say that any change is a cultural change in the country or in the organization, whether it is world-class technology or it is implementation of ISO. So you have to develop that culture within the organization, and you have to assess the need of the organization. We can tell in number of improvement possibilities in the whole world, but are we fit into? Because in my first and second sessions I categorically said that please assess yourself first, that are we capable of handling, are we skilled enough, are we is the manufacturing facility adequate for accepting this technology, is management open to take this challenge, do you have adequate fund to implement? So all these parameters you have to think fast. This is very important. Once you do that, then you will understand that what is your need. Each and everything, if there is everything is possible, everything is possible in the whole world under the sky, and new things are also possible. It is depending on you that how you are going to implement it. So the implementation is the toughest part. Assessment is more tough. Should WCM have primary focus on employees or organization based benefits? See, fundamentally, organizational benefits are the prima facie requirement. But my observation is, unless you create your manpower to do that development, what are you going to do? Because ultimately, the implementers are your team. If your team is not motivated enough, if your team is not educated enough, then equipped enough, what are they going to do if they are not motivated, first of all? So these are the couple of things which you have to keep it into your mind all the time, to ensure that yes, my people are this, my people are that, so I can take it up.
Anyone else? I think there are no more questions. If anyone has a
Yeah,
question, you can write us on our email contact@sourcingandsupplychain.com, and we will get it answered from Jayan sir. We can also share his direct coordinates if you wish. Thank you everyone for joining in. Thank you Jayanta sir for your valuable insights. Have a happy and healthy time and weekend, and we pray for your safety. Stay safe, stay blessed.